take, my soul to take, my soul to take. Lord, I've been dreaming about the paper. Get rich before I see my life taper. Hope my mama get to see Jamaica before she meet her maker. I hoop but never good enough to ever be a Laker. But
it's the Pistons, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. We're live in Houston where the Rockets have home court advantage. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Tobias Harris is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. It's Harden with the drive. Monty Eunice's shot is good.
And they get the first bucket.
And they'll hope that sets the tone at the offensive end going forward. It doesn't always work out that way, but better to start fast than not.
Detroit had a hard time making shots consistently last season. Clark, not a good shooting team from the floor. And, of course, that's in this league, it's going to kill you.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, at one point last year, Kevin, 3 of their 5 starters were in the bottom 10 in terms of players' field goal percentage. Hard to win any game that way. The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far.
That was clearly a forced pass. There was no room for him to make it.
Jackson misses. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Ariza. The quick look, no good that time. The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
Really surprised a little bit to see him drift out to the three-point line, but I guess I shouldn't be if you can stroke it like that.
It's Harden with the drive. Good work defensively by Morris. Here's Caldwell Pope. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Caldwell Pope's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Pistons. Caldwell Pope's gone 3 for 3 from the floor. Now, here is Harden. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Reggie Jackson. And that one's good.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Michael Beasley. He's checked in for Houston. Here is Harden. There's the 3. Again, the miss by Harden.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Down low. Here's Morris. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and it'll go to the line.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Pistons. And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt him inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Capella's checked in, and it's Brewer in for James Harden. And a switcher also for Detroit. Tolliver's checked in.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
Johnson from outside. Kept alive. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Caldwell Pope's got 10. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Detroit.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Tolliver kicks to Jackson, pushing their lead to double digits. Johnson's got his first points in this one.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out, and sometimes the best way to do that is with a timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
Houston making a switch. McDaniels checked in. And then for Detroit, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Jody Meeks comes in for Caldwell Pope. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Beasley. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game. Out of bounds, Houston takes possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Rockets trailed by 9. And it's Terry off the drive. Brewer the pass to Beasley. Here's McDaniels. Drains it from beyond the arc. McDaniels got his first 3 points of the game. Meeks dishes to Baines. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Houston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Here's Blake. Hits the target from 18 feet.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
And so here is Houston. 6-point game. Here's Terry. Capella with the bucket.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Meeks. Excellent D there from Beasley.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean,
no shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Pistons lead by 4. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
All right, Houston, coming onto the court are your own Rockets.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited second chances too, guys.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Detroit, Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Andre Drummond is up there with Marcus Morris. And it's Harris in the small forward.
Reggie Jackson.
Here's Jackson. It's good from long range. Jackson's got 8 points.
You know, for the past few seasons, guys, Detroit have been a team that struggled to punish teams from the perimeter. Last year, that was not the case. They showed dramatic improvement in being a threat from behind the arc.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for the Rockets. As you said, the Pistons became a team that could hurt you from deep. They set a franchise record for most makes per game and almost 9 made threes per contest.
And it wasn't like Detroit was forcing it. I mean, they were just good at shooting the three. I mean, they finished in the top 10 in the NBA in both total three-pointers made and three-point percentage.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for him.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Houston making a switch here. Monty Eunice has checked in. And it's slammed in by Ariza.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Rockets trail.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6. When I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
Guys, that's the only way he knows how to do it. Soft, I don't even think is in his vocabulary.
And with the Rockets last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. Went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And they need a timeout, Kevin. They haven't been boxing out like they need to, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
They might be named after a car part, but the Pistons had a rough go of things on the road, Clark. They just, I had to use it. They just couldn't stay consistent away from home.
They couldn't. Only won 14 road games, and that number is not enough to get you to the playoffs.
Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
There's a reason why they have 3 seconds in the lane, and that interior play has made a big difference in this game. And guys, for the Pistons' bad road record, a lot of it was due to their poor start on the road. Only managed to win 1 of their first 9 games, and that tends to take the confidence away from a young team.
From deep Harden, no one. And it's Detroit the other way. The 10-footer. It's deflected, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Monty Eunice. A different look here for Detroit. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Tolliver comes in for Morris, and it's Jody Meeks in for Caldwell Pope. Jackson missing again.
You know, the last thing I'll say about the Pistons on the road, typically you have to be close to 500 on the road in order to make the playoffs. The Pistons won 7 in a row at one point on the road, but by then they had fallen too far back. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
A different look here for Detroit. Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. Morris comes in for Anthony Tolliver. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Jody Meeks. Here's Harden. From about 16, lets it go from 11. Monty's no up. And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I talked about that. And Clark, you know, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, you know, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Capella's checked in. Brewer comes in for Monty Eunice. Daniels, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Tarian for Patrick Beverley. It's blocked. And they're running. Terry gets to Brewer. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And here they come. Here's Harris. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. That one is on Beasley.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. That'll do it for the first half. The Pistons on top as they end the second quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
More levels, more devils.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. Rockets trail by 10.
Well, we know. Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark. Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Here's Morris. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home crowd at times could just really will them to victory.
As it did help in the series against the Clippers last year in the playoffs.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Good! Ariza's got 5 now.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Okay, fans, put your hands together.
And, for Houston's win shooting, I mean, they shot an average of 35% from behind the arc at home, but kept their opponents to under 30% on the year in Houston.
Pistons leading by 11. Here's Drummond. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
So it's the Rockets now.
And guys, this is what makes Houston so good and why they've been so good for so long. In the last 31 seasons, they've only had 2 losing seasons. Only team in the league to do that.
It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
Now into the lineup for the Pistons.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Tolliver comes in for Marcus Morris. Johnson, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Jody Meeks in for Caldwell Pope. And Beverly kicks to Motiejunas. Inside. It's deflected. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Johnson. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Lets it go with the 3. And it's Johnson again missing.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack. Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. For the Rockets, Michael Beasley. He's checked in for Moniunas. Brewer comes in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. And Howard, here we go. The dish to Beasley.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Houston making a switch here. Capella's checked in. The Pistons shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight. Just a bit of an up and down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant lulls.
Here's Beasley, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Beasley's got 6.
Well-executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
From deep, Johnson. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ariza. Daniels, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Detroit. Here's McDaniels. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
Full throttle, pedal to the metal, attacking basketball. I like that.
It's no secret, Clark, what this Houston Rockets team wants to do. They want to get to the line, drive the lane, and hurt you from outside the arc.
And they'll do it all at a very fast pace. I mean, they're fun to watch. The pace is something that I think sneaks up on teams sometimes, Kevin.
Good point. Here's Beasley. But they get it back. Brewer, the pass to Terry. Second shot opportunity. And too long on the shot.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead, no doubt about it. You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
They recover it. McDaniels kicks to Beasley. Misses. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Pistons leading by 19 points. On the court for the Pistons, Jody Meeks out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then there's Tobias Harris. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in the center position. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
Detroit calls timeout.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Jackson who's checked in for Jody Meeks. Detroit's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. And it's Drummond missing. Rockets trailed by 17. Ariza with the bucket.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done. I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And that one's good.
How about the passing. They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
It's stolen by Harris. And now the Pistons fast break. And Morris throws it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Rockets coach had some advice for the team over that last break. He is not pleased with the score and implored them to try to make a push right now, saying, "We don't have time, fellas. If we can't make a dent soon, I'll have to pull the plug." Pretty blunt, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Blake. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down. And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
From deep, Harden. Another miss by Houston. Pistons leading by 14. Takes a shot at the elbow. And the basket by Blake.
And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed, guys.
Boy, I love the pace and flow that their open court offense has been played with. I mean, it's been humming quietly, but very efficiently.
Tolliver dishes to Baines. Moniunas with the steal. Inside. Oh! Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays
Man,
up.
you could clock his hang time with an hourglass.
And he gets it to go. Harden's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Pistons?
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
And the Pistons making a change here. Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Anthony Tolliver. Harris is checked in for Johnson. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Jody Meeks.
No hesitation at all on that alley-oop. Saw his teammate with the path to the hoop, and bang! Lobbed it right up there for him.
And he was ready for it, elevated, made the catch. You saw the result.
And you know what, though? I like the fact that he still chose that conservative finish there, just making sure he got the deuce.
Here's Drummond. Offensive rebound. And the basket by Harris. And the Pistons lead by 14.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. Blake for three.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Another miss by Harden. Pistons leading by 14. Caldwell-Pope passes to Harris. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Harris has got 4 points in the quarter.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Pistons.
And as we watch the game wind down, you have to look back, Clark, at all the second chance points these guys generated.
Kevin, they clearly won the second chance points category, and possession after possession, we watched them go after the loose balls and the misses and turn them into makes.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Drummond. You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many boards.
And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially, though, when you get it done on the road. That's a special, special feeling there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Capella's checked in. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. McDaniels, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverley. Morris. And it's McDaniels with the rebound. Capella with the bucket.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Jackson drives in. Can't get it to go.
Timeout. Rockets call timeout. Start it.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They trail by 16. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, they can game plan all they want, but unless they can put more time on the clock, I think this bad boy's over.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they hope to get accomplished with this timeout here.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by Jackson. And even 3-on-3 break. Back to Johnson. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. This crowd was stunned by the